Welcome on this presentation about food supplements for animals. We start with a presentation for horses, and this is Dr. Lane speaking. We are speaking about the need of essential minerals for animals, especially silicon. The food supplement of SiLife Limited is SiHors, and it has the components of essential minerals like silicon, boron, selenium and zinc. About silicon, there are many molecules, but we are talking about salicylic acid, bioavailable, bioactive and concentrated. Why silicon? In last centuries, the idea about silicon was that this element is inert, but that isn't the case. Silicon is important as well for animals and humans, but its importance is still growing. Is it beneficial for animals? Yes. Salicylic acid is very important for animals, more than we know so far. Let me look, for example, in plants. We see that in plants salicylic acid boosts the metabolism. The result will be healthy and strong plants and a higher yield. When we talk about silicon, we have to realize that it is a very abundant mineral. Almost 28% of the lithosphere or earth crust exists of silicon, and most components are in form of silicon dioxide or silicates, over 100,000 different components, and almost all components are not working at all. We call this biological inert. The salts of silica, the silicates like potassium silicate, calcium silicate and sodium silicates, are important for the soil. They improve the soil structure. But for biological life, the really important key molecule is ortho or monosalicylic acid and also desalicic acid. What's the role of salicylic acid for metabolism in humans and animals? Now we know that salicylic acid stimulates the bones, the connective tissues, skin, hair and hooves, the cardiovascular system, the immune system, and silicon has also other roles. Let's look to the effect of salicylic acid of the importance of bone. When chickens and rats don't have any silicon in their diets, they will develop major bone and joint problems. When for humans the diet has a high silicon content, you will see a low incidence of osteoporosis. So the conclusions are: silicon deficiency causes bone problems, and second, adequate silicon supply will give strong bones. What's the effect of salicylic acid on bones? First of all, it will stimulate the bone forming cells, the osteoblast. Next, it will stimulate the formation of collagen. Collagen is the most common form of protein in the body. Salicylic acid also stimulates the uptake of calcium and phosphor. This led us to the conclusion that salicylic acid stimulates bone. There have been done studies with supply of stabilized salicylic acid. When you give extra salicylic acid to the diet of chickens, you will see that there is more mineral in the bones. So salicylic acid stimulates the uptake of other minerals like calcium in the bone, and that gives a higher bone density, and because of that stronger bones, less fractures and less injuries. What about the effect of salicylic acid on the skin and the hooves? Supply of bioavailable, bioactive salicylic acid will give a strong and healthy skin. Less itching, less hair loss, so an optimal condition of the skin and hairs. To the hooves, you can see that they will be strengthening with prevention of thrush and hoof rot, and also less hoof cracks. So salicylic acid is important for healthy skin, hairs and hooves in horses. Some information about the quantities of silicon in horses. Do you know that the average adult horse has 40 till 50 grams horse, and that's more than all other trace elements together. Silicium as salicylic acid stimulates the uptake of calcium. It stimulates the uptake of other important minerals like zinc and copper. And we have to mention that silicon and boron have synergistic effects, and that's important especially for bone and cartilage. What are the sources for silicon? In our food we have silicates and salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is the key molecule, and the most part of salicylic acid has to come from the transformation of silicates. The problem with salicylic acid that it's a very unstable molecule. So we face two main problems. Not enough salicylic acid and an unstable molecule. To solve this problem, we have to stabilize this molecule so it will be bioavailable. The bioavailable of salicylic acid is important. When you have water, mineral water, the white line, there is hardly any salicylic acid in the blood. And the same with other types of silicon coming from herbs, herbal silica and colloidal silica. They are hardly available. Highly available is the mono or orthosilicic acid, as can be seen by the yellow line. What are the effects of silicon? When you give extra silicon to racing horses, you will see that they have less injuries. And with a normal dose, medium, you see that they can walk and gallop a much longer distance before they will get an injury. So silicon is important as well for bones, as well for ligaments and tendons. In SiHors, food supplement for horses, this is a unique combination of 4 essential minerals in a bioavailable form: salicylic acid, boric acid, selenium and zinc. Selenium is essential for the immune system, and it's also a strong antioxidant, especially during exercise and times of stress. Boron is also important for the uptake and lock of the calcium in the bone. It has a synergistic effect with salicylic acid. Zinc is an important cofactor during the production of new bone, and it's also essential for many other enzymatic activities of the metabolism. Feeding directions. SiHors is given in 0.5 cc per 100 kilograms body weight. In high stress, go back to 1 cc per 100 kilogram. SiHors can be mixed with drinking water. Thank you for your attention.